Hey foodies, how's everybody doing today? So I'm making a mushroom sherry sauce. I absolutely fell in love when I worked 35 years ago at a very iconic restaurant on the North Shore, and they had a mushroom omelet and they served a creamy mushroom sherry sauce with it. So I set out to find a dupe. So here I am sauteing mushrooms and garlic and onion and some butter. And I'm going to cook down the mushrooms until they've released their liquid in about 5 minutes or so. And you're going to cook the onions till they're translucent. So I think I finally found the perfect dupe. I just add my own little thing at the end, which really kind of brings it home. But this sauce is delicious over steak, over noodles, over chicken, over rice. JR hates cooked mushrooms, so I don't get to make this very often. So for me, it's a special treat. So now the mushrooms are cooked down, and I'm going to make a roux. Now I know this is a cast iron pan. I shouldn't be using probably the metal whisk, but it's only for a second, I promise. So here's some flour, some paprika. I'm gonna put in some marjoram, some salt, and some thyme, because I got time. And I'm gonna whisk it up. And it doesn't take very long in the cast iron to come up to be real thick real quick, so you want to work fast. And now I'm going to be adding the sherry wine. Now you want to use the actual wine, the sherry wine, not sherry wine vinegar or sherry cooking wine. You want to buy a bottle of actual dry sherry. It's pretty cheap. It's like $9. And really, you're only going to want to use it for cooking anyway. I wouldn't drink it. But anyway, I've added the sherry, and now my roux is definitely thick. And now I'm adding vegetable broth. So if you want to keep this vegan or vegetarian, don't use butter to saute. You can use water or a plant-based oil. And you can use a plant-based oil to make your roux. So you can eliminate the butter to keep this completely vegetarian. So now I'm just continuing to thicken up my sauce and keeping it stirred. And I don't know if I didn't say, but you want to take the mushrooms out. Now I just added the mushrooms back in. So when you make your roux, you're going to take the mushrooms out. And now the finishing touch is I'm adding some heavy cream. You could also use sour cream. You could also just keep it as it was without the cream or the sour cream. It's still delicious either way. But for me, man, that traffic out there, it really brings it up and elevates it to another level. So now I'm just adding some fresh pepper, and it's a little bit thinner than, say, a cream of mushroom soup is, and it's way more delicious. So now you're just going to let it simmer on the stove until let it thicken up a little bit more. If it's too thick, just add more broth. And that's how it should look, and that is the consistency that I like it anyway. And there I made myself a Swiss omelette, and I poured it over there, and man is it good.